In this high-resolution photo taken in 1998, the face was again imaged as we see up in this corner. When that image was released to the media on April 5th, 1998, this is the image that the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, released. Anyone would agree, is a very natural-looking object. It does look like a pile of rocks and make the face look like an accident. The trouble is that it doesn't look anything like the previous image, and there's an even bigger problem for the scientists. It doesn't look like the data that came down from the spacecraft either, and that's a more serious problem, the data that this image was based on. Well, on the JPL website that is cited in the press kit, you can go there and you can see this image and the actual image that it was based on, side by side, and the recipe for how JPL got from one to the other. They put the actual image through a high-pass filter, then through a low-pass filter, then they averaged the two to get this image. They claimed the justification was to remove striping from the original image that was an artifact of the CCD chip. That's not a scientifically legitimate way to remove striping because it removes all the detail in an image. For example, from Adobe Photoshop, we see this description of what a high-pass filter does to an image. Emphasizes edge details. The important thing is suppresses the rest of the image. The filter removes low-frequency detail in an image. It's used for extracting line art and large black and white areas from scanned images. When we go back to the actual image was taken at a rather oblique angle under extremely unfavorable lighting conditions. But because we have the older images from a different angle, we can triangulate, and computers processing programs are very good now at reproducing lighting from any angle. So we can use those computer techniques with the actual data. And this is done by a computer, not by an artist. There is no introduction of new data in this image by any artist. It is just rearranging the features you see by computer instructions to restore a high angle of lighting, put the shadows in the right place, and to restore an overhead view from this oblique view to one side. And here's what happens when we do that. There's the lighting restored, and now we rotate to a view from above. And this is what the object actually looks like, as best we can tell at this point. So both the other scientific arguments and the new view of the face certainly have our attention with regard to perspective artificiality of this object, but there is more. In this image, to the amazement of everyone, including the scientists involved who made these predictions, we can see two nostrils at the end of the nose, we can see an iris inside the eye socket, we can see an eyebrow feature over the eye socket, we can see that the mouth does consist of parted lips. All of those predictions that were made in advance to distinguish artificial from natural were fulfilled in favor of an artificial or built object in this image. Moreover, they are fulfilled in a most interesting way because there is no background of similar features from which we can pick and choose the ones that fit our preconception of a face.